All right, here we go. Here we go. We're getting ready to go do some trolling for big crappie on Lake D'Arbonne near south of Monroe, Louisiana. This is my buddy Todd Nelson, and Todd trolls for these crappie all the time down here. I mean, he is like the crappie guru for big crappie out in the middle of the lake where ain't nobody else fishing. And we're going to do some remodeling to my Ranger boat, right?
That's correct.
We're going to add some
trolling racks.
What do you call them?
Trolling rack.
Trolling racks. We're going to add some trolling racks. We're going to fish them with like 8 rods at a time, right?
That is correct.
8 rods at a time. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, probably in some states, like up in the north maybe, you might not even be able to fish with that many rods at a time. Like it's 4 rods per person.
Okay.
But down here in Louisiana, we can use Alabama rigs with 5 hooks. We can do, you know, we can do that in Oklahoma and Texas also. But I know some of the states only allow you to use 1 rod at a time.
That's correct.
Plumb silly.
But we're lucky here in Louisiana.
We're allowed to use whatever. So we're going to do a little remodeling to my Ranger boat. This is only going to be temporary. It's not going to hurt the boat. So whomever buys this boat after I use it for a year or so, these are not going to be here. These belong to Todd. He's going to take them with him. So what are we going to do?
What we're going to do is we're going to mount some T-posts back here that are typically might be used for spider rigging, but you can move them from the front to your back. You can mount the plate and in the back of your boat to mount your trolling, your T-bar. But you can also take, if you buy an extra, you can mount it up on your front, and then you can use the same bars for trolling that you can use for spider rigging.
Okay, cool.
So we're just going to
mount these to the back or the front? We're going to mount to the back.
We're going to mount them in the back, back here, so that we can work off of the back of the boat.
Okay.
We're going to be using the
we're going to troll with the trolling motor, not with the mercury motor, but troll with the Minn Kota, right?
That is correct, and we're going to use some planer boards and crankbaits, and we're going to go catch fish.
Okay. It's been I've used planer boards, but like for salmon up in Lake Michigan, and used them out around British Columbia and over in the western part of the state, fishing out in the ocean, but never used them trolling for crappie. Yeah. I have not, Todd, trolled for crappie since probably I was in high school and college. Chris and I used to do it a lot. When we couldn't catch them in shallow water, we'd go out and just troll. We just hold a rod there, and it was bent over double, and I was always amazed. You'd troll as slowly as you could with the motor, and yet you could just barely hold that rod, and you'd think, how can that fish catch it? But they catch it like it's in still. We're going to use the trolling motor to troll. It's called a trolling motor, but mostly people don't troll with them. We just use them to move down the bank and fish.
Well, we're going to
actually troll. We're going to use the remote control. I got them remote control on my Ultrex. That's what we're going to use.
We're going to use that. We're going to set the north indicator, and we're going to let that thing take us in a straight line.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to watch our electronics for the contours. We're going to catch some fish, and then
What about my Panoptics? We'll have my Panoptics on too, so we'll be looking out there at a 30-degree angle.
That's right.
So we'll be able to see fish.
You will be able to see that. That's
cool.
right.
Cool.
And but you get up on them fast. And
oh, you do, yeah.
We'll troll about 1.4 miles an hour.
Trolling motor in reverse. Of course, we're trolling, so we don't want to throw it in reverse.
We won't ever stop.
I'm used to seeing a big bass out there, throwing it in reverse and throwing a bait out there trying to catch that fish.
The key to trolling is never stopping, because when you have 8 rods out and you have 8 crankbaits out, and if you get any wind and those baits come to the top, you're going to have a mess, and
a backlash on top of the water.
it is not like spider rigging when you catch a big fish and he wraps up 4 poles and you've got 16 foot of line out. We're going to have 60 feet of line out on each one. So we don't stop.
All right, let's install these.
Okay, let's do
these babies.
All right, so like I said, the first thing
I'd help, but I don't know what's going on.
The first thing that we want to do is wherever you're going to mount these towards the back, you want to reach underneath there, and you want to make sure that you're not drilling something that's not
that you don't want drilled.
That you don't want drilled. And so I'm going to step up in the boat, and I'm going to reach under there, and we're going to make sure that there's not. It's just a clean fiberglass plate. So we're gonna position these back just a little bit, and I'm fixing to drill Jimmy Houston's boat. Imagine that. So here we go.
If we lose the rod and reels, we're using your rod and reels. So if we lose them, it doesn't matter.
That's right. It doesn't matter.
Well, I can see why these are called T-posts. Bill Dance needs some of these. Big T-posts right there. He'd paint them that ugly
He'd paint them orange, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd paint them that ugly orange.
Now, these posts right here are fully adjustable. You can adjust how they turn out this way. You can adjust your rod holders to down or up, and we'll talk
and
about.
You kind of got them all set a little.
I've got them
probably,
set differently.
Yeah.
All right, that's on one of your baits.
Smoothie. We are going to fish with 8 rods at the same time. 8 rods. You know, I fished an Alabama rig quite a bit, at Shane's Alabama rig, and I fished with 5 baits at one time. Do that a lot. But 8 rods, 8 rods. Each rod's got 2 hooks on it. 16 hooks. Woo-hoo-hoo. Here we go. Here we go.
We're ready to put some rods out.
Yeah, let's put some rods out. I love it when a man carries a counter around his neck. He's got a golf counter around his neck to
That's
count
right.
the fish.
And in fact,
what's the limit here on Darbone?
50 fish per person.
50 fish per person. My gosh, what a limit. That's like a Kansas limit. In Oklahoma, it's 15 in some lakes, like Lake Titchkiller. It's 37 in some, like Lake Eufaula. So we've got 2 different limits depending on what lake you're on. And we got size limits, some we don't have size limits. In Kansas, they used to not have any limits at all. Now it's 50 per person. 50. So we're allowed 100 crappie. We don't need to catch it. We're gonna catch it.
We're gonna try to catch some.
Oh yeah.
You see.
I know what to do when we do this.
Just give it a little light.
Give it a little jerk.
Little jerk. There you go. Now you want to be careful that you don't jerk the fish off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Old paper
But
mouth.
you still got it.
Right
there you go.
I got him.
You got it.
I got
So here we go. Now we did not get all 8 rods out. Remember that.
You said we might not. You said we might not. We didn't get all 8 rods out. We also did not bring a dip net.
We're not going to need a dip net.
We're not? Okay.
We're not going to need it. We're going to just kind of sweep them up on the boat.
Or we take
so
the planer board off when you
that's right. You get to that point, you're going to hand me the planer board. I'm going to unclip it.
I like fishing with you already.
All right, there we go.
Oh,
Pat.
That's crappie.
Oh, we're going to find a bigger than that. There we go.
That's a female crappie right there. And that's not a giant. They got giants in here. They got them way bigger than that. I know I fished it here at Darbone. That's a good eating size crappie right there, but it is not a big crappie. That's a big female right there. You see where we are?
Oh,
we are hundreds of yards from the bank in any direction.
How about this other one? You want to catch this other one?
And we got another one on? You want to put them in the live well?
If you want to keep her, let's let them spawn.
I ain't eating sushi right now.
All right. I got a bigger one than you do too, I believe. Oh yeah, this is a good feeling fish right here. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a big crappie.
Well, he's
This is another one of those little ones.
This one here, I believe, is foul hooked, which makes him feel big, but he's pulling pretty good.
When you squeeze that down,
you gotta pull it. There you go.
I got it.
They're a little difficult.
I got it.
And they're tight like that on purpose.
Oh yeah, they gotta be.
They're tight so that.
Well, that's an eating size fish. That isn't big enough there. It was a lot larger than that other one. But his is about like those others we caught. Maybe a tad bigger.
Right.
But that's about 11 or 12 inch fish right there. 11 inch, I'd say. So I don't know if I ever got my aerator turned on yet. We're catching so fast I can't even get my aerator turned on. We
can't get 8 rods out either.
Well, we got 4 in the boat right now. We got half of them in the boat. Are you working your clicker?
I hadn't had time.
He hasn't had time to click even. All right. The great thing about a Ranger boat, go ahead.
You catch him.
All right. You don't have to. Oh, it does feel like a better one. You don't have to ask me twice. This boy will catch them. I guarantee you do not have to ask me twice.
You pull it up here and let me pull it.
That's a nice crappie. That's no drum there either. That's no drum.
Oh, and look how deep it is in its mouth.
He ate that bait. He ate that bait.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crappie we're looking for. They have a lot of 2-pound crappie out here.
Look at here.
That. Look at the belly on that booger too, will you? Look at the belly on that booger. And that ate that bait. It's got that little deep smoothie way down. You gotta have to have the needle nose to get that one out. That fish is probably gonna start bleeding. Hold it over the side in case it starts bleeding. You know, I fished just about 100% with barbless hooks. And this would be a pretty good technique, actually, to use barbless hooks on.
Would it?
Because you're not going to lose many fish, and you got all those hooks there, and you have a lot of action happening. That fish is really bleeding. I'm gonna rinse it off before I put it in live well. Just keep blood off my carpet. It's not going to matter that it's bleeding because we're going to fillet these crappie anyway. But that's a big old female crappie. These fish would be hard to catch any other way out here in the middle of the lake like this. See, we're doing like a dynamite technique to catch these big fish. And they allow you to fish with several rods in these big crappie tournaments. They do spider rigging, and they have all kinds of. In fact, this is sort of a hybrid a spider rig type technique, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Todd?
It is.
I mean, it really.
It is. Some people push crankbaits off the front of their boat. I just found working off the back was easier for me. But there are people that use their front trolling racks for spider rigging, and they put crankbaits on.
Looks like a good one.
It does. It's popped. He popped it loose.
Oh, he did. That wasn't very far behind the boat right there. That's a nice crappie. That's a nice crappie.
I think that's on. Here you go. I'll take it right here. It helps to have two people to release the planer board, and there you go. So that's a good fish.
I'm kind of liking it. Well, all I'm doing is winding them in, taking them off, giving them a little sugar, and Todd's putting them back out. Those are really nice big crappie right there. That's a really nice big crappie. That's well over a pound. Now there's a lot of 2-pound crappie in this lake. We're liable to catch a 2-pound crappie or two also.
Oh, we're hoping we're gonna get us a 2, or over 2. It's just a matter of time.
Back here so you don't get them in your feet.
It's
just a matter of time. Yep.
You don't have to pop him. There you go. Well, that's good. You got him. He came to the top.
I love it. It's a little bit better one.
Oh yeah. Look at the mouth on that one. He looks a little bit better. That might be on your smoothie. Might be. I can't tell just yet. Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
Yeah, that's a better one. That's what we want right there. Right there.
No, that's on mine.
Oh,
there we go.
Look at those eggs. Look at those eggs in that fish. Yeah. Look at those eggs. And one hook is all it had in it. Now that's a nice big crappie right there. That's exactly what we're after right there, is those big slabs like that.
That's a 1.5 pound fish there or better.
That's a good one right there. That's what we're looking for.
There you go.
I'm trying to figure out where that one was there. I want to come in between or out here.
There you go. He's on top of the water.
Oh yeah, we're in business. We're in business. That's another nicer one, I think. I'm over that power pole there, baby. It wasn't as big as I thought it was, but big enough to put in a skillet, for sure. Try to get that out without getting my finger in there. Yeah, just about right. That's a good eating size fish. Yeah, these VT2 vents are just, you know, the air goes in and it goes in and comes out. It's just really a great system. And you don't ever even notice they're there hardly. Yep, small one. Come here, little guy. Come in here, little guy. This one is going to get to go back home to mama. Still got a little milk on its lips.
All right, here you go. Let me, I'll get one. How about that?
All right, get that one.
Oh, it's a big one. You should have got it. It's a good one. It's a good fish.
The baits we're using is American Original Deep Smoothie. This is splatter shad, I call it. I think it's called a natty tatty or something like that. I mean, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. And one of the things that Todd does, he puts a snap and swivel on here. We don't normally use snap and swivels, but if these get fouled up if they get fouled up and tangled up while you're trolling, they'll twist your line up in a heartbeat. So we've got them where we don't really have. That is a good one. That is a good one. You gave me the little one and you caught a big one.
I did.
That's a guide trick. That's a guide trick. That's it.
That's a good fish. Yeah, pretty decent fish.
Uh-oh, I got the other one.
No, you're all right. Don't worry about it. Just keep coming. He's good. I'll fix anything you got.
No, I don't.
You don't have.
I'm good.
A lot of times they'll ski on top of the water like that.
Oh, yeah, the bass do the same thing.
That's good fish.
That's a nice
It's a
one.
battle.
I got it. Come here, guy. Ooh, hit the motor and knock it off. Way to go, Jimmy. Hooked a little bit on the outside. Just barely caught. That's my little splatter, my pink splatter deep smoothie right there. And that's a nice big crappie. That's a good one. I'm going to tell you, you want to catch a mess of crappie, this is the way to do it. Now, it's the way to do it. And once you get rigged up to do this, and you get it down pat like Todd has it, it's a pretty fun way to fish. And a way to catch them. You're fishing with 8 poles.
Man needs to start with 4. Get 4 and learn.
Start with to learn how to do everything.
And then get up to 6, and then go to if you can go to 8, go to 8.
And then 16.
That's right. There you go. You got it.
Oh, bass. Bass.
There you go.
Got a bass. Oh, got a bass fisherman here. Got a bass out there on that. We were just talking about a bass, and Todd said he didn't catch too many bass.
Well, it took a bass fisherman to catch it, didn't it?
Pretty nice one there too, really. Not a bad fish. First time I ever caught a bass on a planer board. First time for everything. It's not a bad bass at all.
All right, let me see here.
So get that off there. That giving him any slack. He's hooked pretty good.
That's your
He's
bait
got
there.
both. I got my bass fishing bait on there, a deep smoothie. That's what I'm talking about. Come here, baby. Come here, baby doll.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
It's a good chunk.
That's a good one. That's fun right there. Y'all notice that I'm keeping these fish just because I'm a really nice guy. I'm going to flay them out for Pat Turner. Pat Turner does not get to go fishing very often, and when he goes fishing, he doesn't really catch lots of fish. He catches some, but he doesn't actually catch lots. He usually just throws them back. So we're going to fillet these crappie out and send them home for Pat. And Jody, his wife, might do a catch, clean, and cook and use some of this video on her YouTube channel. And her YouTube channel is called, what is it with Jody Turner? Mixed Vegetables. I was thinking mixed greens for some reason. I thought that's wrong. Mixed Vegetables with Jody Turner, J-O-D-I. You will dig her accent. She talks funny. She's from Texas. We are crappie fishing today. Be sure and subscribe to Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube. Hit that subscribe button right now. Also, hit that little bell. That little bell is there to remind you anytime we post a video. We post videos on Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then sometimes on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Hit that subscribe button right now.